Welcome to Chocolate, Cacao. And we're going to talk about theobromine and chocolate, right? Chocolate is the version that's got all the cream in it and all the sugar, makes you crazy, right? But cacao is what's the major ingredient in chocolate. That's where it comes from, this cacao. So there's a compound called theobromine, and that is found in chocolate. And what a lot of folks don't understand is that this cacao, right, raw chocolate, can be powdered on your oatmeal. It is so delicious. And what's it going to do? Combined with the oatmeal, which is already really good for your gut, literally supports gut biome. So there's a lot of medicinal value that can be found in cacao. So the darker the chocolate, the more flavonoids that are in it. And flavanols, right? So these are things that help lower blood pressure, improve the blood flow to the brain and the heart, aid in the preventing of clotting, right? So in traditional Chinese medicine, we recognize cacao as a bitter herb, because it is, right, in its raw form, that tonifies the heart, actually tonifies the heart, which includes all this idea of your consciousness and your awareness and your joy, and tonifies qi, your energy, and warms kidney yang. Kidney is this, right? The heart and the kidneys play a magnificent and powerful dance within the body. Kidneys, your water element, but it's also the source of yin and yang. This idea of everything that's cooling and nourishing and calming and moistening, that's yin, and everything that's yang, which is moving and warming and protecting, right, your immune system. And that's yang, and this supports kidney yang energy. So it's going right to the root of your system, right? Not just peripheral, down deep in. So here you have this amazing substance, cacao, this raw chocolate, as we say in the West, but chocolate actually means the addition of all these other things, sugar and milk, that contains theobromine. And this is an alkaloid, and an alkaloid is kind of a common plant, part of plant chemistry. Interestingly, it's also one of the very first compounds. An isolated alkaloid was one of the first things to be isolated out of plants and understood, creating morphine. And then you have cocaine, and you have caffeine, which is also in cacao, right? Anti-malarial, potentialities, quinine, anti-cancer, right? The list goes on and on. So alkaloids are really, really important. The theobromine in chocolate is what actually makes it taste good. It gives this rich, kind of sweet, even though it's bitter, and lingering flavor. It also enhances your mood and your state of alertness, right? So you've got theobromine and caffeine, which can do a similar thing. They're actually very similar, even structurally, these two compounds. And together they can help ease asthma and other respiratory blockages. They help, coughing, things like this. And they stimulate and are both vasodilators, right? So obviously too much, you're going to be overstimulated. Then you can get heart arrhythmias, right? Too much theobromine can get your heart going too much. And you combine it with caffeine, you got a double whammy, right? Seizures, right? It can go crazy. Theobromine is slow to go through the digestive system. So if you're going to have any nasty effects because you took way too much of it, so back off. This is not where you need. More is better. It's going to take up to 24 hours for any symptoms to show, and it can take up to 3 days for it to move through your system. So the good news is, in the right amounts, all the beneficial effects, these mood enhancers, this uplifting of your energy, this lowering of blood pressure, can be kept steady in your system using cacao, raw cacao, properly. And just as a final note before we leave off of this beautiful healing herb and yummy in the kitchen, don't ever give it to your dogs or cats. Ever, ever, ever. Completely toxic for them. It can even kill them. Lethal. Lethal for the animals, not for the people. Taken in proper amounts and following proper doses. This is why this is a beautiful heart herb, as we say in traditional Chinese medicine. So if you've got a question or comment, please leave it below. I'd love to hear from you. And go visit our website and find out more about cacao. And what's the difference between cacao and cocoa? And what's the difference between cacao and cocoa and chocolate? It's all there. Go check it out. Fun to know about. great culinary herb and beautiful, important medicine